Hello,
Fuck, the party's gonna be bigger than usual because Casper's not here.
party's bigger.
Yeah, I mean the avatars.
I know. Party grows larger.
Oh
Hello,
god, no.
hello. We're live. Episode 40. 40. Dragging on, right? Just like these. A good start, good start. Yeah. I'll launch the intro, and I don't think we have anything to announce. Maybe that we're moving to Fridays,
Yes.
Yes.
starting next week. Fridays. Just so everyone remembers. Other than that, I don't think there is anything new. And I don't have anything new done in the game itself. No new modules.
All those
Nothing to.
two viewers on stream every month for D&D.
Oh, they awaken. But yes, we shall begin with the regular musical intro. Although I pressed the wrong button. Now I pressed the right button. Previously, the Oath Keepers arrived to the river city of Yartar, well known for its location, whereby it lies by the crossing of two rivers. Its city state, mostly known for trade and making mighty barges in their shipyards. And as the team has arrived to Yartar by a flying airship, now camouflaged to be a normal sailing ship, they've disembarked and entered the Yartar streets at night. The crew of the ship and Fizzle, a temporary companion tiefling bard, have stayed on the ship. The party has encountered a stabbed nobleman, whose body they particularly robbed, and followed the trail of blood, encountering a gang of so-called kennel snakes. Said group of the gang members were intimidated by Galadin and Codmulf and left their captive, a tribesman Waddle that the party has previously, quite a lot of session ago, rescued from Drow captivity, and now he has joined a so-called Clan of the Grey Rat. He claimed that he was unable to complete his mission, but he was thankful enough to present the party to the clan's matron, so-called Eyes in the Dark. They thanked cordially for the party assistance, and they pointed towards the rest hall of Three Rivers, which supposedly is the base of operations of the so-called fishmonger. Kaltaro has reconnected with previous contacts, that being an innkeeper, the underground inn, named Beldabar. In itself, I completely forgot how it's called, which I'll remind myself in a moment. Beldar's Rest. They learned a few things about Blackbird, about the incident, about Strawman and enemy, and many other minor things. So the party decided to head towards the Three Rivers, but that place being separated by a single bridge, the bridge itself guarded by kennel snakes who recognized Cottonmouth and Galandon. Afterwards, they skedaddled. They encountered a weird lady in the window that said some fortune to Galandon. They also went to Harshnag, the grim frost giant's adventurer, and decided and discussed further steps. He mentioned that by the 20th of Laces, he will want to part from Yartar. And after so, he claimed that maybe a good drink would be a fine thing to share. And as such, party went to visit local ale houses, wine shops, and purchase from a peculiar woman named Halassa running an underground wine shop. One wine bottle each for Gallandon, Jeff, Hotmulf, Lataro, and Embo, 5 men. And also, keep forgetting that Mao, the dog, is also around the party.
He's also an alcoholic.
He's also an alcoholic, but wasn't given bottle, rather allowed to purchase a bottle. Underage dog, sorry. But well, I'll drop you over to the blank map of Yartar, and you were just leaving the place. Place also known as. Oh wait, not this. I want some ambient. Thank you. Halassas water well and fine wines. And as the party was leaving the place, heading towards, last I remember, to a place of lore, together with Jeff, who's also in tow. Well, you're traversing the morning busy streets of Yartarian, filled with Yartarians, a place named the Fish Yard, a trade center, one would say, of Yartar. When a small gathering piqued the party's interest, a fervent doomsayer perched on a small crate has captivated a crowd of townfolks with omens of encroaching, cold, rampaging giants, a black bird scouring the farmland surrounding the Yartar, and the great flame which will consume all of it. He then pointed towards the party, exclaiming, "It's them! They carry the kindling to feed the flame!" And then the crowd suddenly turned to all of you with ill intent. My question is, what do you do?
The hell?
Let's have a situation as there's a crowd murmuring among each other, giving you cold eyes. What does the party do?
So in short, he just basically said we are to blame for the thing that happened.
He exclaimed, and I will repeat the phrase, "It's them! They carry the kindling to feed the flame."
Oh.
What flame is he talking about?
I think I might have a hinge.
You might. But the townfolks of, well, mostly lower middle class, are kind of slowly trying to surround the party.
I guess I raise my voice. What was the exact wording again? The kindling for the flame? Sorry.
Yes, the kindling to feed the flame. I'll copy paste to
No,
chat.
that's fine. I'm just. What kindling of flame you might mean?
You
We just
raise
arrived
your
here.
voice. You raise the voice, exclaiming loudly. There are some.
Obviously in a friendly
Interested-
manner, okay? Not
Okay.
like hostile or anything.
Okay. As you glance left and right, as people are judging you all, there's few interested people perched from the windows surrounding. But as you raise the question, you're quickly to spot, even if you're quite a low passive perception, that the man that was just standing on this crate has fled.
Oh.
I wonder what kind of stories they could have heard about us.
Nothing to see here, guys. Yes, you can see the man is gone, and we don't know what he's talking about.
You all hear people saying, "We should put them to the temple. Should be judged by a cleric."
Oh. I mean, if you want that, we can arrange. You can arrange that. Seems like a good decision.
Only for you.
I
I
mean,
would rather not get judged by a cleric.
yeah, but you know, I know the cleric. Well, I have, you know, the connection to the cleric, and maybe he knows more. I like whisper to Galanon.
Okay. What does Scott move to? Because you suddenly
Yes.
see people just
Which is the weapon.
getting close, but keeping a safe distance.
Well, God move is mumbling that the only thing that's gonna judge him is gonna get his head bashed in. But he's moving along for now.
Party seems to be still getting surrounded by town folks. Some of them begin to whisper, "No, we should just throw shit at them."
No.
"Oh no, we should put them in front of the temple to Timora."
Show us the way to the temple.
Party, I mean the mob, essentially, is slowly subsiding in their hostile intent, and you begin to spot among them a few faces that are wearing makeup of white face makeup with peculiar symbols on their faces, resembling sort of like playing cards to Free Dragon Ante.
Fine.
What do I spot on him?
Among the crowd of mob,
Yeah.
apart from town folks, you see peculiar like painted faces, people with painted faces
Ah.
that resemble basically like playing cards from the Free Dragon Ante, the card games you've been playing during the camp.
I would
see.
assume they are being stirred on by like there's like a huge group of people who know nothing, but there's like 5 people in between them that stir them on to start shit.
Yeah, you do give me an insight check if you want to discern that.
You do that? Wait, full screen gamer? Why does it do that? Time for the one. I guess.
No, it's simple enough to spot that these comedians, now that you heard about them and you match the link 1 and 2 together, they seem to be waiting patiently, but
Yeah.
not taking any action.
They're waiting for our reaction.
Possibly, yes.
Did I say, or I just stay calm and repeat myself to show me the way to the temple. And I show my badge, I guess.
Show my badge. You show the symbol of the Order of the Sun, which people connect. Flame, sun, yeah.
Oh man.
Only confirming that, yes, this is the right way. We should show him to the clerics. So I understand you surrender to the mob.
I
I
wouldn't.
don't give my weapons.
They don't
Yeah.
ask for weapons.
They just want to bring us to the temple, right?
Yes.
I'm inclined to follow for now.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, why would we start a bloodbath? I don't know. Like, it would be kind of crazy.
As long as they're not aggressive, like pushing and doing shit. No?
They were this close to throwing some shit or rotten vegetables or tomatoes.
Yeah, then I would have thrown axes back. You know?
Obviously. Alright. The mob, there isn't a leader of the mob, but they begin to say, "Yes, we'll lead you. Come with us." And they will turn you over and turn you towards north side. bring you towards the Emora's Crossing, which you, Kaltara, would know is the turf for well, one of the regular, let's say, places. Not the highest standards, but the place where the Happy Hole of Fortuitous Happenstance stands.
Yeah, I just noticed that name.
Okay. You're led through the main street. People, some of them get bored. Some of them do continue leading you through, but you continue to see these white-faced, painted-faced men and women, kind of on the flanks, on the far flanks. While passing through one of the crossroads, looking to the left, like to the alley, you see a trio of a separate group, kind of joining up with the procession that you spontaneously have been part of. There is no sign of the Doomsayer that has basically escaped.
But yeah, like I said, he was steering it on. He was the guy in the crowd being like, "Hey!"
He was on the box, so he was kind of elevated, and he skedaddled. You're then brought in front of the, one would say, well, not really majestic, but old temple with motif of coins, luck. As you pass the streets, you hear multiple times people mentioning that, yes, the luck is upon us. Have a lucky day, and so on and so forth. You maybe also spot a simple bread seller giving back a single copper to the customer, saying, no, this is for Taimora. You keep that coin. It seems to be more fervent religious vibe to this district. Then again, you also spot these painted-faced men and women, like corner of your eyes, in a deep alley, beating up someone and taking their coin.
Hmm.
The procession
Right.
walks.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm just thinking to myself if these people maybe started showing up after the incident. But
You may also maybe. Oh well.
I think I will find out, but it's just what I'm thinking to myself while walking the streets.
Okay. As you approach, you, Kaltaro, remember that the temple is an important organization piece here on Yartar, like the second pillar to the Water Baron. But also, you remember that their, one would say, mission is to fund brand new adventurers, offering them limited but probably most useful sponsorships. And in return, they obviously asked for said adventurers to guard the temple, do the
Basically,
tasks
They
committed by
they
the...
kickstart careers.
Kind of, but obviously for return. You're brought to the front of the staircase to the Happy Hall of Fortuitous Happenstance, as the mob kinda... It's both diminished and grew back up as people kind of gathered. They spread the gossip about this kindling of the flame, these ill omens. And as such, fortuitously enough, this is the Happy Hall Fortuitous Happenstance, there seems to be a person of importance walking down the stairs, likely pre-informed of what has happened. you, Kaltara, would expect that to be a person you knew. I need to... Second. You would expect previous person to meet you here. Previous High Priestess. But most likely as a budding bounty hunter, you might have dropped by Temple to Timora. Not really being your religion at the moment. You remember Valanta, the grinning lady. Let's not talk about the surname, as I don't know how to pronounce it. Verdar.
Verda? I don't know.
Verda.
Yes.
But you see a different person walking down the steps in attendance with some acolytes. An older woman with this goldenish chain headdress, a majestic neck piece, simple bluish tinted clothing relevant to Timora, the Lady of Luck. As she touching staff that is just the wooden beam is filled like with embedded copper coins of different places of the Sword Coast. As she stands a few steps above the crowd and you gathered, she exclaims, "I have been informed by my followers, the good men and women of Timora, that you lot might be ill omens. What you say then?"
I don't know
what
how
kind
we.
of omen?
Oh, well, ill. Bad
Ill.
kind.
Okay, and
How would it be that we would be ill omens? We just arrived here. We heard of the tragedy.
The ill signs arrive in sequence, and my good flock here mentions that, well, your sudden appearance here in the city is ill omen indeed.
but what is the reason why are we ill omens? Like, what happened that made them think we are?
I do not know, and that's what I wish to learn about you. Well, my good flock, it is certain these men do not convey any danger. Disperse. Please, return to your duties. And you, as she gestures her hand towards the four of you, let us speak.
Yes.
Alright. No worries.
She takes a few steps back to kind of level in height difference as the mob disperses, and even those painted faces also return, slink down to the alleys. As she now, well, no longer on elevated heights, is certainly not as imposing as a lot of you. She sends a courteous smile and says, "The Timorans here in Yartar are on the edge. Obviously, I wouldn't allow anything violent to happen here. But these times, they need a soothing word quickly for anything occurs. Obviously, I have heard of you, Altarotaya and the Oath Keepers. Your reputation precedes you.
What have you heard about us?
Only things of good, I believe. You've assisted in Golden Fields.
We did that.
I've also heard your exploits regarding the clearing of the cult danger in the Belliard Hills,
Indeed.
as well as dealings with the Hill Giants. It is fortuitous that you've been brought in front of me, even though I would say the first impression isn't as good as you might have. Common folk do not know of you yet, but as she gives a grinning smile, they might learn otherwise.
This expression can be pretty misleading.
Indeed. I do not have much business or to ask of you yet, but I understand you're willing to lend a hand should it be necessary. Or what are your objectives here in your tower?
We are, well, I'm looking for a cleric or priest in that case. I hear there was, where's Valantra?
Oh, time has passed, and so did she. I have been her, well, selected replacement. A replacement isn't a good word here. I was her favorite disciple. I was appointed by her.
That's unfortunate. It's been a while though, I understand.
I presume that you've had previous dealings with her.
Yeah, yes. It's been a long time though.
Thank you, Mac.
I look at Kataro. Are you not gonna mention who we are looking for?
Well,
That would be our primary.
yes. I kind of whispered to Gallandon. Is it the best thing to tell everyone what we're trying to do?
No, but it's a good idea to tell them with that I assume are people with power.
Also true. We're looking for someone that calls himself the Fishmonger. And we assume, or at least I would say we know, that this person is behind a lot of bad things happening, including the cult that we perished. And most likely the disaster that happened here.
The disaster? Are you referring to what people say the incident?
Yes, the incident.
Well, good Sir Kaltaro. First things first. If you're certainly looking for clerical powers, you've come to the right place. However, as you probably know, such aid doesn't come cheap. Depends, obviously, what kind of powers you require.
Well, it's more like well, the Summit Hall is looking for a successor. Because our cleric sadly passed away in an
Well,
attack.
however, as I am well aware, the Alphanator or Lathander might not be a foe to Timora. However, we are more of a chaotic force. The Timora is, rather than of law and good proceedings. I wouldn't say that any of my congregation or my clerics would find home in the halls of the Summit Hall.
Well, you're speaking to the leader of the hall, and any help at the moment would be welcome. Be it a bit chaotic or fully lawful.
Well,
Let's
what
just
are
say
my manners?
the whole hall is chaotic at the moment.
I understand. Well, I do know your name, Silkataro, and your companions as well. I haven't presented myself. I am Leia Sound Arbin. Also, as she finally gives a smile and her teeth made in gold. But more commonly, folk call me the Golden Smile.
I can see that.
As for your request, yes. The temple is possible to form an alliance of sorts with the Summit Hall and provide with clerical divine powers. As I understand, a disaster has struck the Order, and thus I'm not going to turn away from an opportunity that Taimora has given. But there is always a but. This will most likely cost favor or in gold. But as to
Well, yeah, keep going, keep going.
and one of those favors might be actually finding out about the incident.
Well,
You see, I do not believe that the person that they call the fishmonger in the alleys of the Yortar is responsible for it. I am informed of the substance that has been, well, a scour of the streets as of late, worse than alcohol or smoke leaf from the golden fields. But I do not believe that this fishmonger, which I know has connections to kennel snakes, would have been responsible for the incident. But if you are to seek aid of the Temple of Taimora for your order, Silkataro, I would say that being an envoy of the temple to the Water Baron will be a first good step as a mediator. The thing here is, ever since the incident, the Water Baron, our good lady, as she gives a deep sigh, good lady Nestra of House Rufiel, she has secluded herself in the hall of the Water Baron and has put the blame of the incident to us, our congregation and our temple, as we were the organizers of the festivities during the Shield Meet that has happened 11 days ago. As you might know or not, Shield Meet is a big festivity occurring every 4 years here in Yartar. And as part of this year's proceedings, there was a grand parade to the high water. We've managed to negotiate more open flow of folk towards the high water itself. Organize the state parade, but then things have happened. The magic casted from, well, from inconspicuous people. Sudden bursts of magic. Many have been injured. Few of them changed permanently into animals. Some people lost their hair. Some people burned to a crisp. To this day, we still try to mitigate the damages. anyone that has taken part of the festivity. And ever since that, the High Water has closed its gates. They secluded the western gate almost completely.
There be a way to get in? I guess some kind of investigator?
I understand that a reputable envoy such as yours might not have problems to do so. That's why I implore you, Silkataro, to become mediator in this, well, situation. What we would like is to offer a olive branch and perhaps ask our leader and the water baron of Yartar, Nestra Rufiol, to come out of their closing and actually discuss. Because I don't think that further seclusion does any good to the city of Yartar.
That is true. Sitting in a hold won't do anything and won't fix anything.
Indeed. And, well, I have been point of ire from all of the water baronets and anyone being in high water, except for one person. Good Sir Leoros of Rivercross.
Guess we should find him.
You do know of this name.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
You actually took part in rescuing
Oh, it's the dude from the
dungeon.
that other party rescue, right?
Exactly. But Leoros was not his name. His name was Gervor Rivercross.
Oh, so yeah, I remember the picture. Yeah, I guess I can quickly just inform her that we know of this man because we helped rescuing him in the court.
You probably mentioned that you know of his son rather than the man. Because
yes.
you mentioned a different name. You mentioned Leoros of Rivercross.
Yes.
She gives this golden smile and nods. That is most fortuitous then. Therefore, I more than implore you to reach out to him, as I've been trying to conduct correspondence with him, find a solution to this situation, to this deadlock, this silence, also similar to a spouting couple. In return, as I offered, I will designate a cleric capable enough to find their way towards Summit Hall. Unless there is anything else.
Well, if anything comes to mind, I know where to find you.
Yes.
What makes you think she's not gonna go anywhere?
Is this her kind of temple?
Yeah, but she can be out and about.
Yeah, but there will be a time when we find her. Oh!
Unless you wish to invade my quarters during the night,
Oh!
Galen, then you will be more than capable to find me here in the temple. I will not leave the city until the situation is resolved. And also, I wouldn't like to put myself in danger.
I thought about no such thing.
She just gives you a nod and a smile.
Well, we will try to find out how the incident happened. Try to find out if Rivercross knows anything that might help. Even though I doubt that a bit. Maybe.
Perfect. I will spread the word towards my congregation to not impose towards you.
There's one more thing.
What it is?
What is about these people with their face paints? They seem to be causing trouble outside the temple, but no one seems to be doing anything about it.
The comedians, as they're commonly known here in the streets, are good followers of Timora, and they make sure that those who are unfortunate are provided aid.
By
But
being
those who cause trouble are taken care of. You see, Kaltaro, Sir Kaltaro, the shields, they do not come here. As they're under the orders of the water barons. They keep to their outposts and they keep to the walls, but the streets themselves are, as you probably know, filled with filth. And those who have, well, wrong intentions towards my congregation or myself.
But have they showed up after the incident, or have they always been here?
The
Especially-
comedians,
Yeah, especially the ones with the masks or the markings and everything.
they
spreading
have
all these-
converted themselves to be proper Timorans.
See. It was just weird to see. Especially next to a temple. That should be all from me.
You might want to roll me an insight if you
No.
feel something here.
Have to be clueless. Yep. Cock. Okay.
You do pick up that during your stay in Yortar, back those 10 years or so, there wasn't such a problem with, you know,
Yeah, I would know that,
with
right?
crime.
Like,
Yes,
especially next to a temple. It's like, huh?
exactly, and that the fact that there is a non-shield of Yartar force necessary to upkeep the law,
Yes.
or rather, quote unquote, law, it's obviously strange, and it seems to be given the blessing and protection from the temple itself.
Yeah, that's why. Well, that's how I can say. That's why I was confused. Because it's like, huh? Okay. Need to do big screenshot here for friendo.
But she again gives a smile and says, "If you're afraid they will bother you, you shouldn't be."
We can take care of ourselves anyway.
I obviously believe of that, but there shouldn't be a necessary need to cause additional trouble.
No, I didn't think about trouble. It's like there's words of reason. Also, running away.
That's too.
As I have learned from my friend Jeff.
Jeff is, kind of sitting back. Actually, where the fuck is Jeff?
Exactly.
Just walking with us. NPC.
No, he's not.
Oh, he flew away. God damn it.
Not again.
We lost him again in the streets.
See? That's what I mean by learning from him.
It's Jeff Godfrey. I've heard of him, yes.
Oh! What did you hear about him? Well, I guess the stories.
An eccentric old man.
We had
Did
some
the stories
adventures.
mention a coward?
Aren't we all cowards under the weight of what life has to offer to us?
Jeff makes some exceptions sometimes.
If that is all, I thank Amora for occurring this meeting on a chance, and I look forward for the fruits of your endeavors.
Yes, we will head to the hall and see what we can find.
Nods. And remember, sometimes the lady smiles and sometimes she laughs out loud. As she gives this nod, turns away, and begins to walk up the stairs of the temple.
I don't know what to make of that woman.
It indeed is weird. But for
It's
now, I
just-
think we
she's the
can trust
mystery.
her.
Mm.
Nicole Booth not trusting anyone, not even himself.
He's right to do so. As you're left alone in front of the many stairs leading to the Temple of Timora. Left alone, but few curious glances from children on the side alley.
I would like to quote. No. I am
No?
not quoting Michael Jordan.
Okay. What does the party do?
Guess we will head to the thing. Say
You
to the halls.
head to the high water then.
Yes.
Alright. You turn towards the gates separating to the high water itself is on a solid land elevated just above the rest of Yartar, with mighty bastions, walls, and towers separating it from the rest of the city. You take steps towards the mighty, not built over bridge. There are no buildings here, overlooking a smelly canal that runs through the Yartar. Many little boatlets swimming below, but towards the gate itself, double mighty wooden barred door. There are better equipped soldiers belonging to the Shield of Yartar, overlooking anyone who dares to approach. There are only few people that are standing and discussing with the guards as you approach, judging by their wardrobe. You're let through, and then the time comes for you to confront the shields who guard the gate. At first, you're met with judging looks, but then dressed and armored better than what you've seen so far. One of them raises his hand, a young man raises his hand and says, "Halt! What business do you have in high water?"
We are here to visit the Water Baron halls because we are one of the parties that helped rescuing the son of Mr. Rivercross.
You wish
We are-
to enter the Water Baron halls because you claim you've saved someone's son, and that one is of the Rivercross family.
Yes,
Did I hear that right?
I'm Kaltaro of the Summit Hall.
He kind of looks confused.
Does?
This is a strange way to announce itself, but
Yes.
from behind an officer of kinds, officer woman, she encloses the distance, pats the guard on the shoulder and says, "There's no reason to stop them. They're envoys of the Summit Hall, Order of the Sun. Let them through, let them pass."
So we just walk by.
It wasn't
And
that hard, but suddenly carrying a banner and having a, well,
Makes it a
clean
bit easier.
clothes makes it a bit easier, as you do seem to have a reputation that precedes you.
I
And-
take a good look at the soldier as well, just running my eyes up and down on him.
What do you
Just-
try to seek?
Nothing. It's just for, like, in a way, measuring him up.
Okay, you measure him up, seeing that, well, he has a better funding for equipment, being a breastplate, nice breeches, like this Bartooth helmet. Not Barboot, whatever. A nice helmet, nice pole arm, even some decorations on his uniform. But as you let through, you're immediately surrounded by majestic marble and stone buildings, streets filled with, well, not filled, but with organized. Crime. Well, it's in nobility and organized crime.
Oh, that's the best organized crime because people just accept it.
With not so many people, but majorly you would fathom are servants to the greater houses. You see these villas. You even see a nice park right next to you as you pass through. Clean stone streets. People walking essentially on sidewalks. As you venture forth and enclosed to a secluded castle piece that is the Water Baron's Hall, or even further elevation, surrounded by additional wall. You feel watched, especially you, Otmolf. Being a tribesman clad in tattoos, you feel many judging eyes.
But no, I don't care about the judging.
But then you sense this judgment isn't out of malice, it is out of fear. You sense you're just
Suddenly he cares.
suddenly like you're like an apex predator in a pen filled with prey.
Oh, I'm not a savage.
You're not, but you're an intimidating man.
Yes.
And those around you seem to pick up on that quite quickly.
But like, there's nothing I can do. You know, I'm like that.
Time to smile. Awkward
Try to
smile.
Smile and wave.
Smile and wave.
But
Uh,
I just pay no attention to it. I notice it, but like now I just continue like usual.
All right. You stride on with your chest up high. And continue, as I understand, you try to gain access to the Water Baron Hall.
Yes.
Take a turn. And you see this majestic arched, triumphant arch that would lead towards the Water Baron halls. Here, the shield of Yartar, even more decorative armor, actually mounted patrol even, who guard the gate, looking over from above. And again, the same situation that you state your business, but instead of letting you in, you seem to budge. I mean, not budge. Put up a difficulties here, saying there is no meeting in the Water Baron Hall right now. If you seek House of Rivercross, head towards the bridge. There on the right, you will see the crest of the House Rivercross, and conduct your business there.
We will do that.
Okay. You stride down the main alley and you see repairmen, foremen, and builders repairing a facade of a building. Something enormous has erupted from those walls, destroying and scattering the bricks all over the street. There are smudges of blackened earth, like some of the like sewer lids blew away. There are even pieces of red gore still smothered over the relatively clean and whitish stone curbs. Suddenly,
I suppose there's going to be resistance if I ask what happened here, but I will do that anyway.
okay, you approach a bunch of workers who are currently in repairing the side of the street. As you friendly approaches, notice, and they say, "Oh, my good sir, there's been a lot that has happened here.
I can see that.
I've been there," as he points towards a different spot, "with my son and wife. We serve the House of Claybow, and well, we had good spots to witness the parade, and I swear it's very strange. From some random places, folks just fell over the parade and possessed, I would say. They look possessed. I saw with my own eyes a person that just turned blue, completely blue, and screamed. I saw these strange, changed people, just like a hunk of flesh, a pig of face. To this day, I have to put my children to bed myself. They're too afraid to sleep on their own.
I'm not surprised by that.
The shields try to organize. They try to separate the situation, but it all happened all of a sudden.
Okay. Well, thank you for your answer.
Of course. Good day. Lucky day to you.
To you as well.
Would you like to spend more time investigating the streets, or do you continue towards your
Is there
destination?
anything of like a point of interest that we can see from around here?
That would be the bridge that has buildings on it, and that would be the Water Baron Hall.
At the glowing gem, alright?
And yeah, you're approaching the Glowing Gem Inn. But as for like point of interest, the arch leading towards the Water Baron Hall seemed like I would say, standing out place, like in Paris. It's the same type of arch. Obviously, there are like the sides of these streets have trees. They're well built, well organized.
Would there be? Well, I'm not good in that subject, but is there like maybe some? Well, there's obviously like still markings like of what happened, kind of, right? But would there be,
Yes.
maybe be like a point of maybe getting like something from the shard earth or whatever? Like, you know, maybe there's still stuff in it that you could analyze. like the magic
Like-
rests
like-
or whatever. I have no like.
Good for, yeah, like
It's
pick
more
through
like a
debris.
thing for Jeff. Yeah, like that's to be like, oh, it's this kind of magic or like whatever. I obviously I don't. I have no clue in that subject, but that's like an idea I have.
And then
or
it's
thought.
good at investigation too.
Yeah.
Like you could just put it in a pouch or something and then like investigate it later.
Okay. We can do it later.
Because doing it right now, I don't know how the people react if you like, stand in the streets being like, ah.
They don't pay too much attention to you. If you'd like to investigate the site right now before it gets cleaned up even more, you're free to do so.
It's
Okay.
like there's nothing we can lose because it's just we're looking around.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to investigate, then give me an investigation roll. Gallon.
I will.
Speak
Just
good.
have to find it.
At the bottom, I think. Yeah. Ooh.
I guess.
Holy.
Spend time, like a couple of, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, investigating the whole street, the site. Asking townfolk. You quickly pick up the servants are much more capable of talking to you than approaching any kind of nobleman or noblewoman that are maybe striding by. You piece picture quickly enough, thanks to you being a mastermind, that
Is everyone here stupid?
maybe so, but any like effects of magic, while being that wild, would be of fey or non-this material plane origin,
Mhm.
and happening at like a sequence, like or almost like an organized attack, but strewn about the street. That is obviously someone's doing. Someone maybe triggering this sequence somehow. And obviously, you do pick up also like traces of like this messy, fleshy goop that you find in the debris. Doesn't remind you of any humanoid art, any like, what you
Can
gonna
I
say, organ.
identify the art?
Identify what? Come again?
Or what did you say? Not art, right?
No, you pick out this like fleshy goop.
Yeah.
That is not an organ or like a hand or a foot. It's like strange in origin,
Not human.
not human.
Can
Exactly.
I
what Jules said.
identify what species?
Sure. Give me a nature check. Nature or medicine? Nature, I think.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Not bad.
Good enough.
It's not
yeah.
enough for you to recognize that this piece of goop is not any beast known to you, any beast that you would see around here. That is a piece of a small creature that you pick enough, but it is not of this existence. It is an alien creature.
Okay. That's very weird.
Almost like a parasite type.
Would that explain why the noblemen are this how should I say, clueless?
Clueless.
Because they don't want anyone to know, I guess.
No, if it's just a parasite taking them over.
Oh Jesus.
If it's
Oh,
a
wait.
parasitic creature.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm getting a weird kind of flashback of the priestess. You know, when she was like laughing at certain things but reacting weird to other things. It's like,
I wouldn't put it past the realms of possibility.
weird, you know,
Is
like
all I'm
like a
saying.
very weird like obviously Galen tells us what he found, right? So
Yeah, of course.
and we all know
Well,
what a parasite is, I guess. We would understand, right? Mr.
yes.
GM? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I
So
am
I-
not sure about it. I just suspect.
Yes, but maybe like in certain things the woman was speaking to us, but maybe in other points the parrot. I don't know. It's a bit
It
crazy
is
talk,
possible.
and she doesn't know. That's like the more
Yeah.
crazy thing.
Yeah,
But
that's how a parasite works.
yes. Well, but that could also mean that more people might be well. And the man said some people turned into something and some people didn't, and some people like straight up died. Right? And some people turned into animals, I think. That
Yeah.
was also a thing.
They were
Uh,
not normal.
but we haven't met anyone weird yet. Like
And
besides the weird like gangsters, I guess, but they were weird anyway.
Yeah, but not that weird.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
were
mean.
just
They were
like
not.
gangsters. Well, we have met the kind of vampires,
Yes.
like the dude we rescued.
But I think that would be fine.
I hope so.
Vampires, that would be fine.
Yeah.
The previous
mean-
encounter with a vampire wasn't that good. Embo remembers that.
Well, yes, but those were like the ones we found were like friendly, I would say.
Huh.
Well, we were on the good side. Okay, let's say it like this.
Sure.
Well, I guess with this knowledge, we head
Well,
into
it's not knowledge, it's suspicion.
yes. With this
But it's-
suspicion, we
it's
head
worth
to the
to keep
shield
it in-
tower. Yes.
It's worth to keep it in the back of our heads.
Yes. I see. I see.
You pocket the goop of this strange bit of a creature and continue down the main alley, leaving behind the incident site and finding yourself in a narrow villa front. And you can see that every villa or the building that is like tenement. So like, oh man, hard to describe. Basically, what I'm trying to say here, they pay higher the tax the wider the front of the building is. So these villas aren't like secluded, surrounded by wall and gardens, buildings, but rather narrow but long.
Oh God.
Few stories high buildings that are, as each crest is trying to be represented in front of the door. Some of them with guards, some of them with not, but to the one that you're approaching, the house of Rivercross is actually guarded. Seeing armored men carrying the colors of the house that is sitting on a bench, actually at this moment sharpening his sword, looking over the street as you meet eyes with him. His head exposed, helmet on the side. He gives a nod, knowing that, well, anyone random in the high water shouldn't be much of a threat. And he sees that you carry many regalias belonging to the Order of the Sun.
Guess we just keep walking in, right?
As you approach The man stands up, sheaves his sword. There's a these large sea green eyes, very shaved man, sun-worn complexion, tall, almost as Kotmov, but kind of on the thicker side. He gives a knowing nod, mentioning, "Ah, I've heard of the Order of the Sun, and the Master's son has mentioned your party. If you wait a moment, I will attain if the Master of the house wishes to see you right now. Is that okay with you?"
That's why we're here.
He nods and walks up a few steps, enters the house, leaving you on the street. A few moments pass, and he returns, standing in the door, exclaims, "You are awaited. Please come in."
Well, it would be rude not to.
Yes.
Right. You enter the household, leaving behind you the streets and the bustling of the city.
Can finally leave the streets behind.
Finally leave the streets behind. You're let into a, well, modest, but by the size standards, but extremely well furnished lobby or antechamber of sorts, with soft cushions, goblets, and pitchers of wine. There's already two servants on the sides giving you a nod, as the bodyguard, one would say, says. Well, he doesn't say anything, just leaves back side, I mean, rather outside, guard the door. Alandon,
Oh,
from your pockets, from your bag, you hear a chuckle.
Oh no.
my bag.
Yes.
Oh
The
no.
hell do
A
I have in my
chuckle.
bag?
Well, you know exactly what you have in your bag.
I forgot.
You just put it in the bag.
No, not
Oh,
this.
the-
Okay.
my traveling-
No,
Not
okay.
the flesh.
Okay. I thought
Oh yeah.
that would have been crazy. Oh no.
Hmm. That is very concerning.
The chuckle
Yes.
grows louder.
Oh.
Now, rest of your party hears that, and servants give, even though their heads are bowed, they kind of give you an eye, like, what the?
Hmm. Should I just take this out? I don't. I think it wants to be out.
You pull out the birch statuette of a smirking rum goblin. Good name. Now, the rest of the party, you'll see it. You haven't seen Gandon getting this statuette, but this wooden goblin is just giving like like on a loop, and it's growing louder and louder as you look up on towards the stairs that are in this antechambers. There are many doors leading out of this chamber. Gandon, you beholden to a person that you've only seen in the Feywilds, in the Fey realm.
Oh.
A person that has greeted you. That has greeted you to the gazebo
Yes.
and that has talked to you. You do
one-
see,
The one I didn't recognize.
indeed, you do see the Vestella of Fey, but not with those horns and bald head presented here. Not with those full black eyes, but like reddish hair, accentuated elven ears. Face is exactly the same, and instead of full black eyes, Those are of green, spring green. She is. It's hard to gauge what is her expression, but next to her arrives a stout man that
Stout man.
she immediately takes his arm. This is Leoros of Rivercross. With a grinning smile and this wispy hair, he almost immediately wrestles his arm off. He gives a clasp, saying, "Ah, my good man! I've heard many deeds of your group. Sit down! Servants, give them drinks. I see that you're beholden to my spouse."
Spouse?
Nostariel, my dear, those are fair men that have aided our house in rescuing one of my wry and rambunctious sons.
Indeed.
I am just going to keep silent and wander in my thoughts.
Wander in your thoughts, maybe eyes locked towards this Vestala as the
Yes.
goblin slash gremlin keeps chuckling. The nobleman kind of taken aback. What is so funny then? As he looks down,
The gremlin.
do you do anything with the gremlin?
I lightly tap it or slap it at the back of the head to just behave.
Keeps chuckling.
Well, god damn it. I have no idea why it's chuckling. I didn't even know it could chuckle or do anything.
Previously, when you were granted this statuette, Vestala said that you're closer to a person that would like to return to Feywild.
Oh, yeah, true. I
The
forgot.
louder is gonna chuckle. Nobleman awaits, like, with this smile and looks towards his spouse, towards your group, like awaiting what's the joke? What's the butt of the joke?
I don't want to tell him the truth just yet. So I'm just gonna stash the gremlin back in the pocket and
Okay.
just tell him this is uncontrollable. It can't do anything about it.
With this wild smile, just a curio of your adventures, I understand. I will not pry. You're welcome. The House of Rivercross. Please sit down as he begins to descend the stairs step by step with his let's say jacket with decorations, a nice white shirt with a high collar, rings on the fingers. Although you would expect him to show even more wealth, as a nobleman should, but he keeps it in a modest level.
I am appreciative of that because I don't like flashy.
No, you don't
Nobles.
like being flashy, okay. However, his spouse remains at the top of the stairs, then retreats the rooms upstairs.
And
Leaving
chuckling
the-
stops.
Chuckling stops, subsides. The nobleman grasps a goblet, gets close to Kaltaro, gives a strong pat on the side, making the armor just kind of move about, giving this metallic sound, saying, "What has brought to the House of Rivercross then?"
We are trying to find out how the incident in here has happened. We've actually got asked to maybe find out, or maybe try that the Water Baron's Hall is not, well, closed up anymore.
Ah. And I was afraid you're going to try to ask for all the wealth possible for rescuing my son. But that is something a rambunctious party would do. You're a knight, therefore you're an envoy of the Order of Sai. I understand your mission, my good sir. Oh, you are in truth. Sit down, as he kind of lounges himself on a single chair, arms wide, legs wide. You are right to know there was an incident that has happened here in these very streets outside. And, well, ever since, it has been a difficult time. Essentially, the Water Baron has ordered everyone to remain here and supply the city from the west side for the shield tower and scrupulous investigations and inspections, which I would say anyone but me probably accepts with a slowly subsiding excitement.
And why do you not accept it?
Well, I do accept the difficulties of bringing anything through the walls and the gates. But at the same time, I very well know that the Water Baroness have no issue walking outside the city gates at night, or, well, if they pay coin enough to the shields. That is the effect of what has happened. I understand you're trying to remedy the situation.
Well, or at least find out what is causing it.
I'm certain that the incident is the main cause, and ever since, I've been pleading to Nestra, current Water Baron, to extend hands towards the temple. Have you been to the temple? Have you?
Yeah, we just came from the
Yes.
temple.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Then, oh, that will prevent me from saying what you probably know already. From my perspective, from what I'm trying to implore to Nestra, is to extend the hand and reach an agreement, as in assign an external investigator, check what has happened here, and maybe then, well, maybe then gates can be opened, and we don't need further divides between this place and the rest of Yartar. People already frown upon our wealth.
That's a fair assumption.
Indeed. Do not think, Master Gallandon, yes, I do know of your names, that I've come to my wealth by being a stereotypical nobleman.
Well, some do. I mostly don't regard the nobles as that high, but there has been some that have proven themselves otherwise.
And even more so, I would be interested in sharing a wine between two of us. You see, I have great interest in the elven culture, and I've been extending a hand from human communities here with cities like Everlund or Silvery Moon to the east. Cities belonging to elves.
I have seen the evidence of you being interested in our culture.
Indeed.
And I would happily take you up on that offer.
Oh. Ever since we've been locked in here by our ruling Water Baron, I have my evenings available to spend as I will, as I please. If you will find yourself still within the walls as they come to the end, come up the door. Enricos will be instructed to allow you and your companions as well, but I would prefer to have a meeting in private.
So would I.
Splendid. Now, back to our business, Silkar Taro. I apologize for my excitement. The elven culture is so intriguing to me. I couldn't pass up this opportunity. So
No
your
worries.
your goal, if you may specify.
Our goal is to well, actually, have you ever heard of the Fishmongerer or of that name?
This name is echoing through the halls of the underbelly of the city, so I heard. It's a known name, but also an amorphous name. People claim that the fishmonger, well, it is a beast. Some claim it is a monster of the river. Some claim that is a, oh, well, god of.
I know it's the person responsible for the kidnapping of your son.
How some you claim?
He was the head of the Black Earth cult that we. Well, what's the word again? That we got rid of. And while doing so, we found your son, who was then rescued by another party, who I assume brought him here.
No, if you've got rid of the fishmonger who led
we-
the cult,
We didn't got rid of the fishmonger, but we know he was in communication with the head of the Black Earth cult. We've noticed that.
that's captivating news. Well, you are wise to share it with me. Do you have any evidence, perchance?
Actually, I think we maybe do have written evidence. I think we maybe do. I'm actually not sure. I think we
Written?
maybe.
I don't think so.
But didn't we?
Wolf has
Yeah, didn't
if
we
you
pick
look to the
something up?
clues,
Yeah.
if you look to the clues,
Where would the clues be?
in the
Wait.
journal.
Portal.
Oh, we have the
Fishmonger.
letter left by Marlos.
Yes.
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 So yeah, I take the letter out of the
Out of Gave.
hole.
Gabe's like, oh, Papa, please.
Papa, please.
Not yet.
as,
Not yet.
as you rummage through your hall, Copmove, you see that thing, this like container that you've previously pulled the parchment from. There's another parchment in it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But it was a permanent parchment, and I have only one.
You pulled it out of this like tube.
Okay.
the
Yeah. So
pneumatic
I get both out,
Okay, you get both out.
and I'm like, there's two now.
Okay.
It's getting
The-
out of hand.
The first one is still like blurry, but you remember the code and you say the code and the text
Yeah.
immediately unblurs. The second one is on the regular parchment, which I will show you to as the nobleman reads it out. Dear Snake Herdman, I hope this missive reaches you in good health. Concerns grips my heart as your mercenaries, as our mercenaries, reported to me empty halls upon their arrival, with no sign of your underlings' presence. Additionally, my previous communication appears to have gone unanswered, leaving me in suspense regarding the state of your affairs. The absence of information is concerning, and I find myself anxious for updates on your situation. Communication is vital for the success of our endeavors, and I implore you to share any
Oh
developments.
no! Oh
especially-
no! Oh no!
Especially
Oh,
regarding our
no.
common friend Gerber of Rivercross, sincerely Fishmonger. And then he reads the first message.
Oh wait!
Yeah,
Wait!
but
Wait! Wait! Why couldn't we read the text before we let him
Cotmove
read
gave the
it?
two to him.
But did he read it?
He read it out loud.
Yeah, he read it out loud. But he said the name and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he read the first message that was in the coded paper. Which, yes, does prove your claims, Kaltaro. The wide smile on the man's face kind of diminished, and then looked left, looked right. Perhaps we should continue our discussion in more secluded place.
Oh. I guess. Yes, please. Yes.
The first message was the first message. So the second message, second message, was sealed. So he broke the seal and read it out loud.
Oh, wait. Because. Wait, hold up. Because Kotmov pulled out a letter, and the letter sensed that Gervin was nearby, so like unsealed itself.
Wait,
Like a
normal
magic?
List, no, it was a normal letter,
Oh,
a
But
normal paper.
the-
But
The way I
yes,
understand it is the tube is a communication device.
indeed, it is
Oh,
a
it's-
transportation
oh
device.
god.
But that's why I said there's two of them because it wasn't there the first time.
Indeed,
And nobody reacted.
that's the best part.
I see
Yes.
you left me on read. Oh,
Oh,
dear fishmonger. Oh
God damn it.
no.
it does seem that the magical item that Kotmov holds in his portable hall is a means of transportation of small objects towards the man that claims himself to be a fishmonger.
Do we have some explosives device of some sort?
Pipe
Send him a
bomb.
pipe bomb! Job's done, guys.
We just hear the explosion in
Fucking
the
CIA.
like hear the explosion in the water baron's hall. Oh,
Can we send you a fireball by the mail?
Can we send a bomb? Well, you could send an item as a warding ward, like a glyph. That is possible, yes.
God
Let
damn
me
it.
let me play some conspiracy music. Do we like conspiracies?
Hmm.
Mastermind.
Oh yeah, it was 9.
You're brought into a separate room with simple seating, obviously lavishly decorated, but a concealed secret room as the door slides behind you and there is a slight glimmer of magic. Now the nobleman Leoros again sits down, looks up, pulls up a small wooden intricately carved chest. It's on a table, opens it up, and there is a pipe with a small pouch of tobacco that he loads up slowly, lights it up,
Oh,
gives, a, gives a good puff. You do not recognize if this is a smoke leaf or something else, but he seems to be relaxing. He then reaches to the side, pulls a pitcher. There's some goblets on the table. Anyhow, seems to be pondering.
so well, we also figured that out. We just figured that out that you just read. We just figured out that is some kind of messaging device, I guess.
Indeed.
And we are kind of as shocked as you might be. Well, obviously, it's your son, so that's even more crazy, but that's...
What is your relationship with your son, or how is it?
Oh, I have few of them. Ervor is my third son. He's the most adventurous one. So I'm not surprised that he has been caught, but that means that he's been recognized as my son. There are many houses, noble houses here in Yartar. And all of us being the Water Baroness, there can be only one Water Baron. If we limit those who are important here in the city, well, it'll be my house, myself being representative. I will be the current water baron. What's her name? Nestra Rufiol. And that will be Lord Caspier Dryland. There's the antagonist to the Nestra. He is trying to gain more, one would say, influence, become the next water baron, and has been doing so for some years. I will admit I have quite cold relations towards him. Nestra, out of two evils, is the better one for my business and interests. Regardless, it's poises me think. The letters that you've showed me, they are written quite, oh, I wouldn't say it is not a writing of a commoner. And I do know of the snake-haired men as well.
Oh, who would he be? Oh, wait. Dum, dum, dum. I know who he is. Well, we killed him.
Oh, that is one corridor that is now shut. I know of Marlos Urnrail, and for many years he has been in Yartar. One would say a begging nobleman.
He was a very, very, very corrupted man when we met him. Not probably the person you knew back then.
He already was a creature, a spiteful creature, ruling for attention and for sponsors. But then he vanished.
Was he affiliated by any cult at that time?
No, but he was very in good graces with the mentioned Lord Caspier Dryland.
What is this? Well, yeah, I guess. I guess all that it's about these days in Yatar is to become the new water baron.
Well, ever since the incident, the reputation of Nestra to be a competent leader has befallen.
This is getting more complicated.
Indeed. Oops, Mac, I fucked up. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't think so. I hope. No, I didn't. It is getting far too complicated for. I wasn't expecting this tortuous pendants of yours here to be such a triggering point. Anywho, well, if I were to point someone to be the fishmonger, that would be indeed Lord Caspier Dryland. That rat.
What if we would send a message back through the tube?
Well, I wonder if there is anyone capable of replicating the how Marlos has written. Do you have any piece of his writing?
I don't think we do. We only have the messages, right? But I mean, in terms of like, we could just write like a message back, something like.
Wait, didn't I have the book from him?
Maybe.
You had a book from Mirage.
Yes, the Mirage, yeah. The other guy.
Yeah, the Geomancer.
Yeah.
Like the dumbest idea would be pipe gone missing. Just found it again.
Well, to give you an idea, you could, like, say, to Mirage that, hey, the boss died or something along those lines. Now I'm in charge. Good posture as Mirage. You don't know how to write as Marlos.
Oh, river mercenaries, few mercenaries.
Oh yeah, you also know of this guy, yeah? The mute river mercenary.
The Crown Splitters.
Yes, that was the party that took Gervor of Rivercross.
Yes. But that would be a different group, though. Actually, do you know something about the real mercenaries and where they house?
Ah, well, they usually are in the
The docks, I would
Ish.
assume.
docks indeed, but also these scoundrels. They group up in the northern parts.
Ah, okay,
There
not
have-
the bridge. Ah, okay.
Those river mercenaries has well, to my understanding, a common place to themselves. Them being sailors, pirates, all that kind of river folk. Many of boat makers as well. And well, many of the shipyards belong to Lord Caspian Dryland. May I keep those letters? Seem to be a fine piece of evidence.
As long as they are safe, I'm a bit concerned about your son. What if he finds
Oh.
these letters?
Gervor, well, he's repenting for his adventures down in the Baldur's Gate. Hope he will find time to recuperate away from your tar. I was suspecting that maybe he has perished, but then I learned he was kidnapped, so I sent him away for safety.
But what if he doesn't actually is away? What if he's in town still?
I doubt so. And I would have heard of that. I hope at least. He always was a lot of trouble to me.
This has changed quite a lot of what we plan to do.
Indeed. Well, I do not wish to enrope you with all those dealings. I already keep my Crown Sprittles as my retinue to solve the situations like this. I already asked them to look for the potential kidnappers amidst the water barons, and they've been doing slow progress, but they haven't found out anything important. This letters and your knowledge is indeed concerning.
Do you mind if we keep the letters in a safe place? We have a special place where these things can be stored. So no one can get them. So they could get lost. Not get lost.
I would like at least to, as he reaches out, picks up a small writing kit. If you may, at least I could write them down.
Yes.
And, well, copies will not be much of a proof that I present them to anyone.
To whom would you present these?
Should
They would only get you in
situation-
trouble, maybe.
Should situation arise, it is wise to keep correspondence like that. It may turn the favors, but you implore to keep.
Well, I question the party. Do we give him the originals?
Mm,
No.
You could make a copy of it, and you know where you can find the originals. Most of the town actually knows us by this point. As people say, our reputation precedes us.
At least in the upper echelons of the city. You'll gain respect, but I doubt you'll be able to strut down towards the more seedy districts in this fine equipment and armor. That's why I have front splitters hired. They keep the low profile.
Hmm.
I do not implore you to remain here and solve the situation. You've given me a lot already. If you're indeed looking for the fishmonger, and first person I would dare you to inspect would be the Lord Caspier Dryland. Then again, you would need a way to get to his floating fortress, Great Dame.
Maybe we can write ourselves an invitation.
I wouldn't say so.
I mean,
You
we
would
have
need,
to.
first of all, you would need a token. I believe they have this small wooden token that has a bird of sorts.
Small
maybe-
wooden token.
Maybe I wonder if something maybe is still in the hole, the bag. Something maybe that could help us. Probably not, but I think there's only Gaven there.
Sort of game. Well, that depends what Cotwolf pulls out of the bag.
Yes.
Sorry?
Is there like maybe a small wooden token in the bag
Okay.
with a
I am
bird on it?
looking.
I'm looking.
The bird.
Sends the slim hand of Gabe.
Oh no!
As Cotwolf is looking through the bag.
Yes.
Through the hole in the bag.
I have a golden goose ship.
Might be it.
I find the goose ship, I take it out, and I show it.
He gives a nod, inspecting the ship, saying, "Ah, yes, that would be it. I haven't stepped a foot in that floating den belonging to Dryland. That would be too much of a risk for me, but I know every 9th day of the 10-day, so on the 19th, that would be the closest day, they depart from the outside pier.
They're staying for another 8 days.
That would be indeed so. If you have indeed a golden ship, that would have been easier for you to
Get in.
get in, obviously.
I guess the only way to get to the outer decks is using a small boat.
Ah, indeed.
You maybe own a small
Preferably-
boat.
Obviously, I do, but could you show with my house colors that will raise a suspicion?
Oh yeah, that would be. We would prefer unmarked. I guess we can
Yeah.
find something at the docks. That's always
Likely, they will raise an eyebrow should you walk in there with your weapons out and an armor. Think about that. I can recommend you my tailor or allow you to pick through my wardrobe to find dressing fitting you. Although, as he
What about?
looks
what
at Cotwolf,
Oh god.
I might not have anything large to cover your Northman companion.
What about Firelust fabrics? They should have something,
It's
right?
fine. We'll just cover with him mud.
Oh,
You do have to be presentable to enter the clutches of the Grand Dame.
yeah, that should be Firelust fabrics, right? Fabrics. There should be something.
This family has been quite commendable in their endeavors to retain the fine tradition of sewing. That would be a fine place to find some good clothing.
We have
Well
our entry tickets. We will
But
not head
this
to
is
the.
in few days. In the meantime, oh,
Where do they sail? Where do they go? Also, what the hell?
they swim up the river and back down by the end of the day, or rather, at the end of the night. And indeed, well, the issue would be, what do we do in the meantime?
We still have the issue of going to the Water Baron Hall.
I don't think there is a reason for you to walk in there to yourselves. Even I, or even more close allies to Nestra Ruffiel, the Water Baron, have been unable to reach her. She only takes missives and messages, which is most unfortunate.
You're saying if we would close a bit more normally, we would get to the river mercenaries without further issues, without the armor and everything?
Well, if you clothed fine, they will probably let you in on the Grand Dame. But if you like to investigate more derelict,
like more
and-
leather armor, leather, no shining.
Yeah,
You know what
a
I mean.
fine leather jacket would be fine and still offer some protection. But I wouldn't say they let you in wearing chainmails and
Plate
plate armor and weapons and banners. Rapiers, I would say, a decorative additions. I could ask my major domo to give you some ideas how you could present yourselves and still be quite concealed.
That would be good.
But then
Yes.
again, if you want to look around the more downtrodden districts of Yartar, then you definitely need to look less than now, and less than you will be on the Grand Dame. Cloaks and I heard the cloaks and hoods been very popular among water baronets among water baronets who want to investigate Thornlane and other despicable places.
Well, then we know where we head first. We get some clothing sorted out so we know where to head. What to wear and what places. Not to be that much of a attraction.
Indeed. Well, why won't you stay for a luncheon? It's going to be served quite soon, and I understand it would be too suspicious for your group to walk in and suddenly walk out so quickly.
Yes, we would stay.
He nods. Still scratches his short goatee, thinks for a bit. I know that might not shorten your task to reach out to the Water Baron, but
We ourselves have a time limit.
I
But,
understand.
My question is one
Yes.
question. The Grand Dame, you said it leaves on the 19th.
The 19th,
where does
yes.
it go? How long is it gone? Or is it just off the dock?
It goes up the river and then slowly sails down. By the end of the night, at the beginning of the next day, it returns to the dock.
So it's okay. Okay. So it's like it's a small sail thing for a party and everything, I guess.
You might
Understood.
need to brush up on your etiquettes, and well, as he looks at Ganden, maybe you could pose as one of the noblemen from Silvermoon or Everdon, Elven City States. About that, I'm wandering off.
I believe I can put on a posh accent and just act as a high and mighty nobleman.
You might pass as one, indeed.
I could be your bodyguard. Or well,
Always the bodyguard.
Good idea.
Codmulf could be the bodyguard. Because then he can pass off with his
Yeah.
attire.
I can just say he is with me.
It's his religion.
That's
And that's not
protection.
even a lie.
And I can just put the weapons in the bag.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Go get your two-hand axe.
God damn it.
As you scheme inside the water baronet house, is there anything you would like to also discuss with the nobleman? You've discussed the fishmonger, but it doesn't close you on a task of getting the peace between the Taimora and the water baron. However, what Leoros of Rivercross thinks, pinning down the fishmonger pinning down the fact that, rumor that Casper Dryland is the fishmonger. Getting rid of him might be the course of action.
Yes.
He also thinks that maybe in the meantime, poking around the pest hole belonging to Casper Dryland.
Oh wait. I have actually a question. Maybe I don't know why he didn't give us this option earlier, but could we not just check the room of the third son? Maybe there's something interesting.
He narrows his eyes. Why would you do that?
Have you read the message? He might know something about the fishmonger that we don't know yet.
My son.
That. Huh? Oh no! Oh no!
What do you mean?
What?
Am
mean,
I
maybe-
weird now?
Yeah, just explain
Yes.
to me what do you mean? Why would you like to check the son's
In the
room?
writing, it said
Uh-huh.
our common friend, and then it was the name of the son, wasn't it?
You get it that it was a nice, courteous way of mentioning the hostage.
Oh, I'm dumb. Based.
God damn it.
But yeah, okay, I get it. Could be noble writing, man. It's
So
Insane.
I actually, from the moment I saw that letter and the name, I was like, oh shit, they're like in a triangle, you know? It's like the noble son is in the bed with Marlos and the fishmonger, you know? Like the noble son being like kind of undercover with the nobles.
okay. I see.
I was very sus, and I was very sad for the father who just found out his son is, you know.
Or is he?
Oh.
Well,
And then
well,
when you just said, "Wait, my son," I thought the parasite took over.
No.
That was like even more sus. I was like, "Oh, what do you mean you don't know what we just talked about?"
God damn it.
oh yeah, you didn't mention the parasite to him.
No. No. No.
He although mentions that since there's time between now and then, he recommends like for you to get yourself concealed and maybe prod around the dockside. Since Casper Dryland owns many shipyards, which is like the basic economy for Yartar and the Grand Dame. So maybe you can gather some information from there.
Yeah. Well, the first thing would be to get proper attire and then head to the different places, I guess.
True.
At the moment, feels like we like going circles in the city without knowing where we're going.
You're just picking up the pieces. You also haven't found a lawkeeper, the envoy from Order of the Sun.
Yes.
He was apparently somewhere in this district in the high water.
Yeah, we kind of would have expected him around the Water Baron Hall, I guess, because we walked literally the main streets,
True.
but he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. But maybe.
Does maybe he know where we could find him?
Certainly. He points out that he actually.
I bet he
tenement
was just at the
re-
south part of the district.
No, he actually points it's very close. Like just another block of tenements. Tenement. A 3-story building. This. Why can I ping? Let me ping.
Yes. Ah, sus. Lawkeeper's office. See.
So I understand you will pay for luncheon.
Yes.
Any other dealings you would like to have?
I wanted to shift tab, but that doesn't work. Fine. No, I think that's all for now. I mean, we got a lot of information.
Quite a lot.
And a lot of misinformation that I got wrong.
And then the ninjas come
Was a
in.
mission, but
Oh,
Nah, no one attacks the house. Although Gallandon,
no.
the other person you saw, hear this faint chuckle from your pocket, reminding you.
yes, I have a wine to consume
A wine to consume.
with
Oh.
someone.
For some reasons, they're kept here in the room, and later, servants walk in, bringing in plated dishes, mostly fish, mussels, oysters, fresh bread, fruit. It's a feast akin to what you had in Summit Hall when you ate with the Tegan the Blue, the one-handed
Yes.
captain who unfortunately perished.
Edge.
But there is a similar vibe this dinner, and well, since we don't have a person continue playing, I will ask you what would be the next place you would go to.
Me or everyone?
Oh, I guess us, right?
Yes.
Us. I guess it would be the lawkeeper's office.
Okay.
I would assume, and then properly not the keep yet or the hall, and then getting a tire, and then maybe first heading north and then heading south, because I think north will be maybe a conflict because when they find out who we are, then and the
Then we
south,
can bash them.
yes, and the south
Nice.
south will most likely be finding out how we get there and then get on the boat. I'm on a boat.
Gallandon, any specific tasks you would like to do next session?
Well, I would like to talk to what river? Leoros of Rivercross.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
He invited you for the evening this day.
Yes.
All right. Okay. What move? Any?
Or do you not mean the evening, like, or throughout the day?
He meant the evening of this day. But he's okay. You can move this to like soon.
That's what I mean. Do you ask the question what I want to do throughout the day
Okay. Yes.
or the evening?
Throughout the day, like next session, what would you like to do?
I also would like to talk to the elven girl who looked like oh man, the names.
From
you
Evision, right? The
The-
woman
the-
from
the-
Evision.
Yes,
from your yeah.
from the Feywilds. It starts with V.
You can type V in the journals, and we'll show you
Ah.
everything that has V. It's Vestala.
Vestella. Yeah.
Yes. This, however, was presented as Nostariel. Was the name that he presented his spouse to you. Looks
Yes.
very familiar. Looks similar. Okay. Hot move? Any?
I don't have any clear plans right now. I would just like follow either Qatar or Gallington around as a bodyguard.
Bodyguard. All right.
Make sure you
guys.
learn at least some noble manners.
Yeah. Good luck.
to make sure that the little ones are not getting mugged in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What
Good.
about those guys?
Ay, ay, ay.
Also, funny thing.
Abu.
The worker you talked to, Camden.
Yeah.
I mentioned he works for the house Claybo,
Yes.
and the nobleman you found on the streets on Formline.
Oh. Whoops.
Oops.
Sus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, names.
I
But,
know names.
but the guy that you talked to, the
Yes.
worker, he works for the family that we found the young guy, the nobleman in the streets that got killed.
Oh.
Yes. I only now also, yeah, but that wouldn't.
That was before I arrived, right?
Yes, that was when we arrived.
Yeah, this is the night when you arrived.
The
at
first-
your
the
house.
first day.
Okay, like that. Okay.
But yeah, that wouldn't help. That wouldn't have helped the worker anyway. So it doesn't matter basically that we do because we saw a guy killed. We stole the
Yeah,
stuff.
we saw your employer dead.
Well, it's not probably his employer, but I mean maybe just son or something. I don't know. But yeah. Oh,
I know.
and
I don't want to put you to the political intrigue. That's why I'm. You can just give it to the guy, Leonis of Rivercross, and just let him handle this shit.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you can double yourself. It's fine. You don't need to.
Yeah. Then how did you get this? We robbed the dead guy. We didn't really rob him, I guess.
You can.
Yeah, we pillaged his
But
corpse.
we literally have no evidence that we didn't kill him, so it would be very bad.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to that body.
Oh, 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 oh. Next time, now we just keep burning people. That's a new thing.
You think? Also the parasite.
Oh. I wonder what happened.
He's not dead, Zulul.
Oh no, we walk in and he's like, "Welcome," and we're like, "Kill him." Okay, I guess we good.
Yeah,
I guess we
dropping
good.
I'm dropping a lot of hooks, guys.
Whoa,
Yes.
any hookers?
Every step you take is a fucking hook.
And I'm trying to point steps sometimes in a good direction.
Yeah, but you can point too.
Yeah, but no, because I'm too stupid.
Can we finally give Bottom the turban?
The head. Give him the head.
Give him the turban, and it's gonna be like Giga Brain.
One day in Yatan, he knows everything. Then we take the turban off again. He's too powerful.
Yeah, I know Max plight now. It's you try to play not really like very intelligent character, but you yourself are picking up all the things.
And not
Left
all
and
of
right.
them because I'm not paying enough attention sometimes. But
I know. I know. That's just life.
yes,
Meanwhile,
Okay.
me, the mastermind.
Mastermind. I'm giving you such good food for Gallandon. Mastermind, the master of intrigue, the proficiencies in disguise kits, forgery. You can mimic
And
the
I forget
patterns.
it all the time.
You can mimic the patterns of a creature you heard to speak for at least 1 minute.
Oh yeah, he could have even talked to the guy on the bridge, right? Correct.
To go on the bridge? What?
The guy that wouldn't let us in. He could have just
Oh.
acted like one of them. Be like, oh yeah, these guys, they're with me. Ha ha.
Okay, so I don't know what you mean.
But the guy on the bridge here, the thing when we wanted to go to the Three Rivers,
Oh yeah.
he could have just been like, haha, actually guys, I'm the new guy. Don't you know me?
Actually, he was pointing a weapon at their guy.
Oh well, true. Well, they don't know what they want anyway.
I don't know what they.
So I guess.
Yeah, Tom was too busy.
Oh, I found it by accident. Amogus. Huh? Wait, what? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I only found one. Oh no. Oh wait, there's one top right, bottom right, top left. I see them now. Oh no. Oh man. See, I was concentrating on the map and what was going on. Tom was painting on the map. Bam. But we will be back next week Friday. When I won't come home at 6 p.m. and eat kebab while I try to listen to what Jules is saying, and then I be like, I hope he doesn't ask while I chew on the food, kind of episode. But yeah. Oh god. Okay then. I guess. No worries. He's fun. No, why that would be dumb. What the fuck? What? Oh yeah, the guys that we think are bad, they're actually killing everyone in the streets. That's a good thing. I guess they're good guys. Just kill everyone. Go on the bridge. You're not coming in here. Yes, we do. And then we just kill him. Oh. The full dark side playthrough. We already apparently the bringers of the bad ending, so it's fine. Running. God. Oh, my 7TV died. That's why I can't find emotes. Oh. But yeah, goodbye, guys. Bye.